not going to want to miss this Q&A because look who I got with me. The one and only, Fast Eddie. Yo. We're going to be live in a few minutes. Just testing this out right now. How's the quality, man? Let me know the quality's good. Superman, what's good, champ? I see you. Champ. What's good, coach? I'm good, bro. We just testing out the quality. How's the quality, man? Does it look good? It looks great. All right. We're really going to get started in like 4 minutes. Granny Drummer, what's up, Granny? How you doing? We're good, man. We're about to get started in a few minutes, man. We're just checking out. I'm just checking out the quality, man. That first day that I went live and that quality wasn't good. It was crazy. Give me 1 second. All right, give us a few minutes. We'll be back. We're going to be live in about 3 minutes, guys. About 3 minutes.
Damn.
That's what I'm saying. There'd be shit like that.
Like, look. Let me see. Like your feet. And your cheeks, too. She tough.
All right, y'all. What's going on, guys? Yes, we got Fast Eddie Chambers in the building. Coach Ant, we're here to answer your questions. No days off November. You guys already know. If you don't know, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the chat for you guys. All right, and for no days off November, for those of you who care, all right, I created this tracker. All right, and basically all you got to do is download it right here, okay? And basically it's the level up challenge, man. I want to level you guys up and level I'm really doing this for myself, Eddie. I'm being honest. I'm just trying to involve people with what I'm doing. But you ain't got to do it. But if you want to do it, cool, you can do it. You know what I mean? But basically, the WTF tracker, everything's explained here. Basically, you're trying to get a certain amount of steps every day. The W stands for walking. Trying to drink a certain amount of water every day. Okay, the water, obviously your hydration, half your body weight is a good way to a good number to start. You know what I mean? You weigh 200 pounds, you drink 100 ounces of water. It's that simple. And the F stands for fitness, okay, and it stands for food, right? Because you're working out and your diet got to be on point. You know what I mean? But think about it, you can also add an F for family, F for finances. You know what I'm saying? F for friends. Like there's all types of stuff you can add the F, whatever. But at the end of the day, the whole goal is to try to level up in all areas of your life. Boxing is deeper than just jab, crosses, and hooks, right? It's about self-personal development as well. And I think that a lot of people don't understand that. It's kind of crazy because, Eddie, think about, we had a kid in the gym today, man. He's actually, he's learning extremely quick. I'm not going to really like put his name out there, but he's a beginner boxer, but he's learning extremely quick. And he gets really frustrated with himself whenever he gets tired or something like that, to the point where he gets really mad. And one of the other boxers actually took him outside and was explaining to him, like, hey, man, you know, that's not how you got to act. You got to actually be grateful that people are here trying to push you and, you know, you're going to get better or whatever. And he was trying to explain to him how to carry himself. And basically that comes down to personal development. You know, like as a man, as we get older, a woman as well, you know, the goal is to try to be a better person. The goal is to try to be able to carry yourself in a way where even when you're going through some rough shit, you can kind of stay composed. You know what I mean? And a lot of the times you have to go through a certain amount of personal development. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything you gotta say on that?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I'm not one who.
You actually already kind of had that probably from boxing for for such a young age.
Yeah. So when I was a kid, I mean, and I was telling him I was having a conversation about how aggressive I was as a fighter coming in. And when I say aggressive, that's not my personality necessarily. When I first came in as a fighter, there was no shutdown for me. I just wanted to get in there and just brawl it out. But I had to learn over time that that's not how you come, that's not how you get better. You don't get in and you just try to beat up everybody. You go in and you try to learn. So, I mean, there's elements of personal development that goes on in the ring as well as out the ring. For me, it was necessary more so inside the ring than outside. A lot of times people, most people have the issues outside the ring. But me, it was inside. I could not control my mentality to just want to be aggressive, to want to throw punches. I mean, I threw a couple guys on the floor. I know it's impossible.
I'm like listening to this right now, and I'm saying to myself, like, hold up, Eddie, like, but like seeing that side of you doesn't even seem real.
I know, and it wasn't my personality, but it was something that was caged in because I'm not like I said, I'm not crazy to say I'm not a fighter. I don't have that attitude, but I'm extremely resilient, right? So if somebody comes up to me starting something, he might get a monster. You know what I mean? I don't know. I have rarely been in street fights, so I don't know what's going to happen. But as far as over years, the development I've had as a man has been more so inside the ring because it was, I was just extremely aggressive, like ridiculously aggressive to the point of just walking in, almost taking punches, kind of like Vaughn a little bit sometimes.
Right,
you know what I mean? And not boxing enough, not thinking enough about what's coming, respecting the game enough, trying to learn the skills. Although my dad was big on the skills, I still early on was really, really probably a little overly aggressive. So for me, yeah, that kind of hits home. You know what I mean? And we were talking about the kid that we were talking about today. It was just a frustration, and he's one of those kids. He was a tough guy in the street. You know what I mean? So he's expecting, 2 or 3 days in the gym that he's supposed to be the top dog. And there's a lot more time and a lot more that needs to be invested before you can, be that person. So, yeah, I mean.
Yeah, so boxing is one of the greatest ways to just become better at life, right? Become a better person at life. That's why I tell people all the time, like, you don't have to be a fighter to train like one. That was actually the motto at my old gym. You don't have to be a fighter to train like one. But now looking at it further, right, we're all fighters in one way or another. We're all fighting a battle that, people don't know about. You know what I mean? It's like every day you wake up, you try to do better. Every day, you might own a gym, you might be a coach, you might be just have a regular 9 to 5, you might have children, you might have a health issue, there's all types of shit, an injury. There might be a lot of stuff that you're dealing with, and you got to figure out ways to motivate yourself or at least be disciplined enough to stick to what needs to get done, no matter if you want to do it or not. And that's why I kind of came up with that tracker, right? Because a lot of people, what people got to realize about me was, not only obviously I'm a boxing coach, right? But I'm a gym owner, I'm a father, I'm a businessman, I'm a coach, I do online stuff. You know what I mean? We got $1 million mitts coming out very soon. We're going to teach you guys how to hold the mitts at a very, very high level so you can go ahead and make some money with some of the information that I teach you. So hopefully there's some people in here that, might inspire to be coaches one day, or maybe you're a fighter who wants to be a coach. I mean, Eddie is coaching now. Imagine that. Fast Eddie Chambers, a guy with almost 50 fights, never thought about coaching, has been coaching now for about a year. How you like coaching?
Honestly, I like it. It's more rewarding than I could ever imagined. Seeing people get better. You know what I mean? You got to think about it, making a living and all that stuff. But man, the most rewarding part is not even necessarily the money. It's more so seeing guys get better under your tutelage. So I mean, crazy enough, I'm learning stuff with the $1 million mitts because I'm in the videos hitting the mitts, learning how to hold them at the same time.
Right.
Like, granted, I got a little bit of my own little style that I'm trying to do, but I'm learning stuff literally as we're doing the video. So yeah, the coaching is, like I said, it's rewarding in so many different ways. I like, you know, the relationship with the kids, the personal part of the training is awesome. So yeah, you know what I mean. I'm gonna probably do this for a very long time.
All right, so listen, guys, we're gonna get into we're gonna go ahead and get into some Q&As and stuff like that, guys. So listen, if you got your questions, we're gonna mix it up. We're gonna talk. We're gonna answer some questions. You know what I mean? So if you guys want to go ahead and ask your questions, I might not get everybody in the comments. Of course, the super chats always get answered first. Just a little bit. I just want to say, you know what I mean, because it pops up in a big green letter. So you know what I mean. Those, and obviously, if you're gonna go ahead and support, we're definitely gonna answer those first. But we're gonna go ahead and answer some of these questions right here. We got my man saying, Coach, do you think Canelo is washed? I'm not gonna say Canelo is washed, but I'm gonna say he's not at the highest point of his career. There's a big difference, like from being washed and maybe not being at your peak. So I don't think he's at his peak anymore. I think he's starting to go down that other direction, right? Like all fighters have this upward trajectory, and then it goes another direction. The smart ones get out before it goes too far. I think he's somewhat on that other side of the hill, just not all the way down the hill, if that makes sense. I think the fight with Crawford, I predicted Crawford to win that fight. Eddie predicted Canelo. All right, we're not going to talk about that. But I really thought that was a styles make fights type deal. I don't think he lost that fight because he's over the hill, even though he did look a little flat to me. I don't think he lost that fight because he was over the hill. I think that he lost that fight because it's a stylistic fight that I just think he's going to have trouble with. And I think he's always going to have trouble with those fights. I mean, he didn't look great against Lara. Right. He didn't look great against Floyd Mayweather when he was 22 years old. He didn't look great against even Danny Jacobs. He struggled with him. Did he fight Danny Jacobs?
Yeah, but I feel like his defense really looked great against Danny Jacobs, but the fight still was close.
Yeah, like it seemed like anybody who's got like a mobile style gives him a challenge.
What's my guy's name? He also struggles with like Austin Trout, southpaws. He also struggles.
With southpaws. So imagine like Lara. We can't just because a guy loses, we can't say he's washed up. Now, do I think he's not the best Canelo? I mean, come on, man. He's been what he got 60-something pro fights.
He's been
like
pro since he was 15.
Since he was 15. He's got a bunch of money. Like, how can you be the same fighter you was at one point when you're that rich and you've been boxing for that long? Like, at some point, you're gonna be like, I'm good. Like, I ain't gotta do this. You know what I'm trying to say? So, but Canelo can still fight his ass off. He can still beat 90% of the guys out there. I don't think he could beat a couple of the top guys, but hey man, he's a human being. You feel me? We got Pookie Man in the building. Coach Anthony was good. Eddie, yes sir, appreciate you. I'm coming with questions already. So Eddie, how much to get you in the ring with Moses right now?
Talma? Yeah, all right.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah,
he's good.
We're gonna find out.
He can fight his ass off.
Yeah, he's nice, and he's a big, tall, fucking, I think southpaw, if I'm not mistaken. How much would it take? I don't know if they got enough.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, listen. When I was coming up, I remember being, one of them type of dudes. Like nobody wanted to fight because of how difficult the fight is, and Ant don't even know him. A lot of especially over here, a lot of guys don't know him. But he tough. He can box. He stopped my guy Dillian White. He stopped him in the first round.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Now is that Dillian White of old? Not, of past? Not really. But even then, he's still a tough dude. He still can get guys out of there. And the way he dispatched me was crazy to me. So he's not somebody to mess with coming up. To be honest with you.
Eddie, what was your favorite win in your career?
Favorite win in my career? Probably Dimitrenko was probably, that really put me in a different class. Do I think it was the best performance? Not really. I think it was one of them, but as far as making a mark at that time, I think Alexander Dimitrenko fight being that it was a number one contender situation where I was not expected to win. I was just like, pause meat to be served to this dude. That's why I said pause.
Come on, dog. You could have said anything though. Meat to be served. Come on, dog. You could have said anything, bro.
All right. I don't know. I'm gonna leave that one alone.
All right, yeah.
All right, but yeah, it was, and the funny thing.
My bad, Joe. He said that meat to be served, and I had my computer just start haywiring.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But
it took us offline for a second.
Yeah. But we back, y'all.
Yeah.
But that was your favorite win, right, Eddie?
Well, yeah, I had I was kind of already had the expectation of being the underdog at that time. When I remember going in to fight Povetkin, and I was in the fighter meeting with Lennox, Max Kellerman, and I think Bob Pablo was there. And Max asked me a question that kind of pissed me off, even though I wasn't mad at him. I was just mad at the whole thing. He was like, so what do you feel? How do you feel about being a guy that's just being basically brought in to make this guy look good? And I'm sitting there like, hold on. In my mind, I just beat Calvin Brock, who had not too long ago lost to Vladimir Klitschko. And I'm like, y'all bringing me in as an opponent for this dude just because he was a world amateur champion? Like, nigga, this is the pros. I'm about to all right. And I had an attitude. Problem was, I wasn't in the kind of shape that I wanted to be in. I didn't have enough time in camp. But in my mind, I was going in like, I'm gonna show these motherfuckers they tripping on this whole bullshit. Mm-hmm. And that's why he was getting outclassed like he was early. Because I was like, I'm gonna embarrass this dude. And it worked out for the first 5-6 rounds, but the second 6 was tough. Yeah, he was still around. But that just showed me that I'm not they weren't expecting much from me. You know what I mean? They looking at me like I'm gonna be a average dude. So my attitude changed. So when I got into the ring fighting these dudes, like when I got in there with Dimitrenko, I was like, all right, I don't give a damn if they don't care nothing about what I can do. I'm gonna go and take over. And that's what I did. I made sure I was in shape and I was ready to go for that one, or we did. And from there, I still don't think that was the best performance I had, but my mentality and everything else was on point for it. So that's why.
Your favorite win?
Yeah, it's my favorite.
All right. My man said, do you train the amateurs the same way you train the pros? For me, and similar. I think the only difference is when we start to buckle down for competition, I mean, the rounds are different, right? We shorter rounds, and I try to get more punches out of my guys than I do with the pros. With the pros, we try to, focus a little bit more on like sitting down on shots and stuff like that. But at the same token, we do that with the amateurs too. So I think fundamentally, I teach them the same. But I just think the pace is a little bit different. That's the only big difference. Is the pace is different. The rounds are shorter. But I don't really do too much difference as far as like teaching technique, right? Like we teach technique for the most part. Everything is the same that I would teach a pro. I just think it's just a different pace when it's time to compete, and I think that that's it, because at the end of the day, amateur boxing here in the United States is to get you ready for professional boxing. Like, I trained Devika Gorpade from India. She's a world international amateur youth champion. I trained her twice. I got her prepared for the first one, and I got her prepared recently for another tournament that she fought in. And she has absolutely zero interest in going professional. Like she told me, I'm not interested. I took her to the pro fights here in Philly. I was showing her some stuff. We took her to New York City when Andy Ruiz fought Anthony Joshua. She's a big fan of Anthony Joshua. It did not motivate her. She was like, that's cool. I just want to stay amateur. So for different countries, it's not as prevalent to train fighters to get them prepared with a professional style the way it would be here in the United States. Here, as soon as you're ready to go pro, we want to get you pro as quick as possible. We don't want to spend too much time in the amateurs unless you're very young and we can get you a lot of experience from youth. But if you come to me 18, 19 years old and you want to be a professional, my goal is to get you from point A to point B as quickly as possible because time is not on your side the older you get to be a professional fighter. So we got to teach you how to be a pro from the very beginning in a sense. Yeah. You see what I'm trying to say? Do you agree with that?
100%. Yeah.
Yes.
I turned pro at 18, so we had no interest in being in the amateur for too long, even though my pops, we tried to go to the Olympic trials, it didn't work out. We lost in the Eastern trials on some bull crap, which that's the thing that happens in this sport at the amateur level or the pro level. So it was like, look, why I keep going in, taking these punches and taking these chances and spending money that we don't have without getting anything for it. The idea is to turn pro, at least make a living out of it.
Right.
He did.
Superman said, I got very important questions. Ask the questions, champ. Ask the questions. All right, let's see. From a very practical standpoint, how does a boxer pull the most out of every training session to learn the most and make it stick? We've been using a lot of training on the platform and want to know the best. I mean, from a practical standpoint, how does a boxer pull the most out of every training session to learn the most and make it stick? I mean, I think every fighter is different. So I think with some people, you just got to focus on the techniques that they're having trouble with until they no longer have trouble with it. I mean, I got guys that pick it up like that, like the guy who was telling you about today. Like you teach him a couple of counters, a slap. I mean, I saw him slipping, ripping hooks to the body and everything. I'm like, this guy's been boxing 4 months. Like, not even, right?
Close.
What, 2 months?
Maybe 3 months.
Maybe 3 months, man. I'm seeing him do stuff that it takes guys a year to learn. I'm like, this fucking guy is good, man. He's learning quick. And then I got guys that's been with me since we opened this gym and they had prior experience before they even came here and they can't figure this shit out. I'm like, bro, like, are you kidding me? You can't figure this out? So, it's like training a fighter is very case by case. It's not a cookie cutter deal. And everybody's going to have their strengths, their weaknesses, their personality traits, their athleticism. All this shit matters, you know what I mean, when it comes down to coaching a fighter. So to make it stick, I'm going to say that what you have to do is you have to be very patient. And if you're working with a group, I mean, you just got to focus on the detail as much as you can in that group and then just keep doing it. It's not like you teach something once and then it's like, all right, we can move on to chapter 2. Like, it's like we're staying here until we feel we can move on to the next thing. And don't get me wrong, you might do this one day, do this the next day, do this the next day, do this the next day, but then you're going to come back around to that. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's about patience, man, and not wanting to give it all away in the first week, 2, 3. Like, there's people that I coach that I'll teach them something new, and they're like, they've been here for a year, and they're just like looking at me with a look in there. I'm like, oh shit, like, yeah, there's more. Like, you thought you learned it all. Like, there's more. It's just you weren't ready for this. You know what I mean?
It's true.
So
100%. I see it. I say it's the same as he was saying. Basically, all it is repetition, repetition, repetition. I don't care how much time or how much effort you put into the gym every single day. It's more important to get back in there the next day. Try to get to the gym as often as you can. I know you're saying, man, what can I do to take out every little nugget of information and use it, from every workout? It's like, it's just, even after all that, you still got to come back tomorrow and you got to do it again and again and again. And don't try to move on so fast. You know what I mean? That's like everybody trying to go and learn how to, throw this combination and do the pull counters and shoulder roll, right uppercut roll, and all that crap. That's cool, but the fundamentals is first, and they need to be worked on till you can't work on them no more. To the point of you can't do it wrong. You work on it so much that the fundamentals are so ingrained that you cannot do it wrong. That's when it's time to then move up to something a little more difficult, a little more challenging. But until then, stick with those fundamentals.
100%. Hopefully that answers your questions. My man Superman, he had the very important question. So let's see what this important question is. What should I do before I join a boxing gym? I joined one a while ago, but didn't take it serious. Suddenly, boxing spoke to me again, and I am looking forward to becoming a professional. There's really nothing to do, champ. What you got to do is just go, just show up. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people, you know what's crazy, Eddie? Like I know how many people I meet. Like I'm a boxing coach and I own a gym. I still go to like regular fitness gyms to lift weights, and it's crazy because everybody that knows me at these gyms, they always want to say like, "Hey, coach, I'm gonna come to your gym one day. I'm just trying to get in shape." And I'm just like, I'm like, bro.
I don't see regular fitness gym in your contacts.
Oh, my bad. Yo, what the heck? So you know what I mean? So my whole thing is like, you want to get in shape before you come to a boxing gym? Like, bro, that's what the boxing gym is for. We get you in shape.
It's just like any other gym. The only difference is this is sports specific. That's it. Now, granted, you're learning a great deal of info. You're taking a great deal of information in a boxing gym. Like you can go to a regular fitness gym and just work out by yourself and learn online. I mean, you can do that too on the boxing. But when you come into a boxing gym, you're just doing sport specific. But it's still conditioning. There's still strength involved in it. Like, for example, for the longest time, there was always a debate. Do fighters need to lift? I think you should lift. I think it gives you an advantage in certain ways, and it can help you with speed, explosive power, strength, all that. But some people feel like you don't have to, and some people naturally are just strong and sturdy, and they don't need to. But the gym itself, which means you can come in and you hitting the bag and hitting the pads and doing some of the exercises, the push-ups, all of the little things that we do and add to it, that also gets you strong. That also gets you in shape, also gets you into condition. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So now, so just like you would be going to a regular fitness gym and lifting and doing all the exercises, using all of those different machines. And here, maybe we don't require all that because we do it just with the body, just with the weight, the skill, and the strength that you're going to get from hitting the bag and just throwing punches. You can hurt yourself or tear a muscle punching just as much as you could do that lifting. I'm telling you, I've seen it. I've had it happen to me. That had it happen to me. So you're still building strength when you're punching and when you're boxing, just as well as you're doing it when you're lifting. So yes, they both can assist each other, but one does not. You don't have to do just because you're coming into a boxing gym. You don't have to be in shape. That makes it almost makes no sense to hear that. But people say it because they think oh, you're going to be sparring and you don't want to get tired. But no, there's you can.
And not only that, man. Like also, guys, like I tell people this all the time, man. Like stop thinking about the end goal so aggressively. Yeah. This is a mistake that I've made thousands of times, especially with anything in life. Like right now, the first thing that I'm looking forward to becoming a professional boxer. It's a great goal. However, let's get you to walk into the boxing gym first. Let's start there. You're talking about professional, and I'm not trying to come at you or disrespect you, but you're talking about becoming a professional boxer and you haven't walked in the boxing gym yet. You haven't had the fight yet, the amateur fight yet, the sparring, the training, the jumping rope, the dedication outside the ring, the nutrition, the sleeping, the lifestyle, everything that comes with this shit. This shit isn't just I get good and I beat a motherfucker up. You know how many talented fighters I've ran across, including myself, that I was a talented fighter and I never became a professional fighter? You know what I'm saying? Like becoming a professional fighter requires more than just boxing skills. Like, trust me, if it was just about skills, I would have been a world champion too. It's not just about skills. It's about how dedicated are you? Do you live the lifestyle? Are you willing to sacrifice? Are you disciplined? Are you willing to say no to the parties? Are you willing to say no to these things? And it's easy to say, I'm willing. Yeah, I'll do it. I'm dead serious. Show us. Do it. Because I thought it was easy too. You got to do it. Okay? And now when I get these younger guys, I tell them, don't make the same mistakes that I made. You know what I'm trying to say? You got to actually do the shit. So you got to be disciplined. Discipline is the biggest thing that comes with this boxing and sacrifice, you know what I mean? And the willingness to go through the fire, because it's not going to be all sweet. You're going to get your ass beat. You're gonna get fucked up. There's gonna be days. I remember Eddie. I used to spar, right? And I'd spar like a pro with somebody like that. And it says I wasn't a pro. Whenever I sparred a good pro, somebody who I watched on TV, and I did good, man, you best believe I'm calling everybody. Yo, you should see me in the ring today, bro. And it was back then, it was like, that was the only way people would give information. There was no like social media to like post a highlight reel, right? And then there was days I would get fucked up and I would be down, bro. Like I'd be like, I'd go home and I'd be like, why am I doing this? Like, I'd be in like a depression. You know, you've won fights, you've lost fights. Like, talk a little bit about the ups and downs from a professional fight, you know, like winning a pro fight, losing a pro fight, and how that affects your psyche.
Well, I'll give you one. Easy. Going into the Klitschko fight, I was as high as I could have been as a fighter. And figuring I had a real good shot. I just beat a guy who was 6'8", 253. That I destroyed, and he was supposed to be the next Klitschko and all that. And I'm going in fighting the champ, and I felt like I had a better chance than anybody to beat him. This is what all people think when they get in there and what they feel. So I'm as high as I could be. Go in, and I lost. Damn. Not only lost, but I ended up getting stopped in the last round. Damn. My life felt like it had no meaning.
Now you see that? You see that? Now there was a fighter that I knew. Now I'm not to cut you off.
No.
And I love that. I love that you said that. You felt like you had no meaning because there's a fighter that I know. His name is actually I'll say his name. Shout out to Julius, the chef. It's Julius Jackson's son.
Oh,
Julian Jackson's son. He has a son called Julius Jackson. And I watched him lose a fight. So I had shot him a personal DM because I used to train with his cousin, Sammy Rogers. They're from the Virgin Islands. We used to train in Florida together. So I seen him and I shot him a message. And I said, yo, bro, I really commend how you took that loss. And he was like, boxing's just something I do. It ain't who I am. And that was like the realest shit I ever heard a fighter say. Because most of the time, fighters, coaches, business people, we define ourselves by our professions. Yeah, our accomplishments in our profession, right? Like right now, if let's just say, God forbid, I fucking, wasn't a good coach anymore, or my business wasn't thriving, and now I look in the mirror, I'm like, I ain't worth shit, man. I'm a failure. Life's over, right? And it's just like, bro, those are just things like you can bounce back from that. Like that doesn't define you, right? So I don't know how I switched it from what he said to what I was saying.
No, that made 100% sense because when I was saying it's like when things are, you can't be too high on your highs, too low on your lows. That makes sense. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to, like, I don't want to say just be even all the time. I mean, you're gonna be happy when you win. You're gonna be sad when you lose. The way to live though from that or to learn from that is not to be completely soaked into it. Like that's just everything. When I lost to Vladimir, I went home and everything I did for 8 months, it seemed like 8 months, I couldn't get over how I lost that fight. I replaying things in my mind, got all these things going through my head. Anything that I did that was fun that didn't really feel as fun because I had to think about that shit after it. You should never, ever feel like that. You should be able to go and I mean, don't get me wrong, you're not going to be happy, but you got to be able to get past it. It took me almost a year to get past it. And really what helped me is fighting again. And then when I fought again and I won, it was like, all right, I'm back on the ground again, about to go back in and win a title again. If I got to fight him, I'll be ready next time. But it took me to get another freaking win with another fighter in order to get over it. It shouldn't be that way. You know what I mean? You got to look past those things. You got to get past those things. You know what I mean? And that can't be everything to you the entire time that you're doing the sport. Sometimes you got to be able to step away and let your mind just relax.
Yeah, man. It's definitely something that I think that a lot of fighters struggle with. A lot of people in general struggle with. So, yeah, man. To answer your question, just go. Just go. Go to the gym. Get started. Like I tell people, man, the skills that you learn in boxing are so much deeper, bro, than like becoming a professional fighter, man. Like, because I'm living proof of it, right? Like, you don't have to be a professional fighter to just get all the benefits of boxing. Like I've gotten so many benefits from boxing. I got to be in 11 world title corners as a trainer because I learned the craft. You know what I mean? And I was able to implement it as a coach. You feel me? But I can also defend myself. I'm very confident in that area. I'm very confident in when I walk into a room full of men who I know never fucking had a fight in their goddamn life, but they act like they tough. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm confident in those rooms. I'm confident in those rooms with those people who they might be more successful in business and they think they're better than me. But at the same time, I'm like, bro, I would fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, so boxing does those type of things. It also teaches you humility. It also teaches you can't beat everybody's ass. You better be humble because you might think that you could whoop this guy's ass and he'll whoop your ass. So you give everybody the benefit of the doubt, sometimes to the point of where you might be overestimating somebody, but I'd rather do that than underestimate somebody. You feel what I'm trying to say? And it also gets you to a point where you don't want to even fight. You're actually happier just being like pleasant with somebody. It's very similar to the martial arts, where in martial arts people will be like, these guys don't want to fight each other. They don't want to fight. They'd rather walk away. Boxing indirectly teaches you that if you have the right coaches, if you have the right people around you, you can always get influenced and go the other way. We've seen fighters that act crazy and lash out and stuff like that. But for the most part, the most of the people that I've met in boxing are very non-confrontational. They're not looking for trouble. They're just looking to do what they do, and they can defend themselves very well. And they're probably the worst pick you could pick. But I'm just saying, there's a lot of things you learn. You also learn patience. You learn discipline. You learn delayed gratification because you're not going to get it overnight. You know what I mean? This is something that you're going to have to earn. Boxing, you could buy my master boxing bundle. You could come down to my gym. You can even give me a bonus here, coach. I'm gonna give you $10,000. You still gotta do it. You still gotta go through it. I can't give it to you, bro. You have to earn it. You could pay me top dollar. You have to earn this shit. You have to put your work in. You gotta pay your dues. And it ain't to me. It's to yourself, and it's through what you gotta do in that ring. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's that, man. I'm very passionate about it, but you know what it is. All right. We got a few people in here. I think they know. Eddie is super disciplined. Great. Brunson. Charles Brunson?
Charles Bronson.
That's your man?
No,
they cracking jokes?
I know that's A-Mac. Man, fuck that. He gonna say Charles. He used to say I got a Charles Bronson body.
See, I don't know. It's an inside joke.
Nah, you ever see Charles Bronson?
Yeah.
Like, he'd be in shape. He an old head back in the day.
Yeah. He was a karate dude?
Nah, that's thinking. I forget. Charles Bronson was like in Death Wish and movies like that.
Yeah, I remember
this
him.
book. But he ain't have like he wasn't cut up. He's old, hairy chest with his fucking straight arms. He said I had a Charles Bronson or what's the other guy? Burt Reynolds. Burt Reynolds body. That's what he said.
Eddie had me in Super Shake.
Yeah.
Just the way he trained, his lifestyle is amazing. Because he was training him too.
Yeah, he was training with us for a while. He's a ball player. He played ball in college and stuff, so he came to play. He came and worked out with us, and we had him training.
You keep hashtagging Brunson body.
What do you say?
He hashtagging Brunson body.
Yeah. Bronson. This motherfucker he's still coming at my neck about that shit, man. That's all right. When I went to the UK, that shit was good though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm over here trying to get through some of these questions, guys. There's a lot going on. Guys, if this is helpful, man, leave a thumbs up in the chat. Let us know we're helping you, man. No days off November. I'm going live every day for the month of November. We're going to provide value one way or the other, whether it's through just a regular, it's Monday. We starting off slow, man. We got like 26 more days of going live every single day. So I'm going to definitely have different things. We're going to do demonstrations in the ring. Might even bring you guys in here to see some of our beginner boxers spar. You know what I mean? I think that'll be cool for them. They don't got as much experience, but I think it'll be cool to see some of the beginner spar because a lot of you guys might not be at that higher level and you want to see the process. So I'd probably bring in, maybe one of these days this week will be a sparring day. We have all different things that we could talk about. Yesterday, I talked a little bit about nutrition. So if you missed that, you could watch yesterday's episode. You know, and of course, man, I keep telling you guys, man, I got that WTF tracker, man. I'm really trying to motivate people to do this shit with me, man. Hey, you sign your tracker? You got yours at home.
I did.
You got yours at home.
I kept it at home.
Today's day one. So listen, download this, man. I put the link already in there. I have the link at the end of the thing, man. You can go ahead, download it, print it out. Just do the 3 check the boxes, man. If you're handling your business, it should be no problem for you to check the boxes, man. I already walked 20,000 steps today, Eddie.
Yeah.
Okay, just so y'all don't think I'm bullshitting. Okay, most people don't even walk 10,000 steps. 20,000. I don't know if you can see it on the screen. Can you see it on the screen, Eddie?
Yeah, actually, I mean,
did you see the 20?
You gotta. There's a little glare there, but
whatever.
They believe.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. 20,000 steps. Lifted my weights. Eddie did his boxing and basketball workout routine. Right. Drank my water.
Always
sticking to my calories. Right. I'm trying to hit anywhere from like 180 grams of protein. I'm staying around 2,000 calories. That's around where I'm trying to stay. 2,200 max. If you watch the nutrition video that I did yesterday, you might learn a little bit more about that if you don't already know how to count macros and calories and all that type of shit. But once you know how to count calories and macros, you can basically eat whatever you want. Like somebody can hand you a chocolate chip cookie and you can eat it without guilt if you have the discipline to stop at that cookie. And if you're hitting that your protein goal, which that's the hard part, right? But somebody will eat a cookie and then crash out and be like, I ruined the diet. I might as well eat 10 cookies. I might as well order the calzone. I might as well drink the Pepsi, right? Like you ain't got to crash out like that. Yeah, me too. Because somebody will put themselves on like a keto diet, and then they'll eat like a carb. But I ate a carb. I might as well just eat every carb in the damn house. It's like, bro, if you know how to count calories, bro, you could eat without like having a trip because you go, okay. So I had 2,000 calories. This cookie was 300. I was already currently at 1,200. So that just put me at 1,500. I'm actually still in a deficit. I'm actually still cool. All right, bet. So now what I'll do is I'll make sure that I only eat protein now since I messed up with the cookie. I won't have the rice with the chicken. I'll sacrifice the rice and just eat some chicken, take my ass to bed. You see what I'm saying? And now you can balance it out. Even a day that you might eat 3,000 when your goal is 2,000. Now the next 3 days, you might say, okay, the next 3 days I'm gonna eat 1,800 to balance out those extra calories that I had. So there's all different strategies you can use when you know how to count. Counting is an advantage, guys. You can use MyFitnessPal. You definitely have to do it. I came down, Eddie. Remember how fat I got, bro? I was looking like Eddie Chambers when Eddie Chambers was at his heaviest. But me, it looks worse on me than it looked on Eddie. Like it looked bad on me. Like Eddie actually was able to carry it with like some swag. Like I was looking crazy. I can't even believe y'all let me look like that. Y'all was just letting me. Y'all was just not even saying nothing to me. Yo, it's crazy, man. I thought y'all was my people. But at the end of the day, I got a lot of it off. However, I'm still not fully satisfied. So I got to grind hard now. Pause. And the thing is, we're in November. So I figure why not start now? Why are we going to wait till January 1st?
No days off.
No days off. Let's get started. And also, the T is for your to-do list, man. Listen, just because you're eating right and working out, you got to handle your business, whatever that is. Whatever that is, you got to handle your business. This is me talking to myself into the lens. Whoever wants to ride with me, come on, let's go. Because I'm trying to level. I'm trying to get in shape. I'm trying to be the best businessman I could be. I'm trying to be the best family man I could be. Everything. I'm trying to do it all. You know what I mean? Why can't we do it all? You know what I mean? So we got to grind out, man. So anyway, keep them questions coming, guys. My man said, we forever your people, Coach Antoine Kondo, forever. My man said, I walked 16,000 steps today. Hey, man, you're doing great. That's what I'm saying. Like, listen, just give yourself a personal goal, whether it's 10,000, 8,000. Try to hit at least 8. They say 8 is like a good place. 10 is obviously like the society like standard. And then you have the 20 is for the overachievers. You know what I mean? Guys like me, you know what I mean?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, he's getting ignored. I know who that is.
Yeah.
I know exactly
I
who
hear
that
what you're
is.
saying. You gotta eat that shit when you get to the pizzeria and then walk back. Then you might be all right.
My man said, I say start, but don't make it a finish line. Just make it a lifestyle. Absolutely. And what I like to do is with the no days off November, I like to just say it's a jump start, just ahead to get you in the right direction. That don't mean it's going to end, but you might not need this no more. This might get so embedded in your brain where you're like, man, I check those boxes daily. You know what I mean? That's nothing. But for some people, they like to see like a little bit of like a something visual for them to be like, let me go ahead and let me just stick to it. It's like a challenge, right? Some people do really well with weight loss challenges because it's like in their mind, they're like, you know, it's like some sort of a competition. You feel me?
Yeah.
We got about a few minutes left, guys. So let's go ahead and keep these questions going because we got about, like I said, man, we got the rest of the month to chop it up together. My left hook has 0 power. I'm doing it like you explained in the building from the ground up, but I'm not doing any damage. Ghetto Dora, you're gonna have to like honestly make a video, or you're gonna have to get on a live stream and show us because I can't like answer that question without seeing it. Yeah. Too many times people ask me, "Yo, coach, I'm having trouble with my right hand, man. How do I fix it?" It's like, bro, I gotta see it. Yeah, I can't just like tell you. You know what I mean? I mean, the course tells you, right? So if you're watching the course, then I'm already going to tell you again what I already said in the course. But in order for me to see why you're not getting results with it, that means I got to see it. Because we got people in here who we train in person and we still got to fix it because they're like messing up. You know what I mean? So
I said that was wrong a little bit. We was talking about the way he was jabbing. He was always kind of trying to angle his body, but he does it with his legs, not his upper body. His upper body is too square, so his jab is short. It's like if you stand and you got your foot in toe heel alignment, but you're square at your shoulders. So now your jab is this far. Now if you turn and you pull that shoulder all the way back, and you're at an angle here, now your jab is longer. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? So we were just working on that today, and this is in person. This kid got 4 fights. 3-1, 2 knockouts. He still was struggling with those things. Right. So, you know, these are the kind of things that happen. Even pros still make certain mistakes, and you just gotta work on it. But you have to see it in order to be able to correct it.
Facts. You gotta be able to see it, man. So, Ghetto, that's my advice to you, man. Get on this live stream one of these days, and don't be shy. You're gonna have to show yourself. What up, Eddie Chambers? My favorite boxer, Coach Anthony. Been watching you since 2020. Love the way you break down all your vids. I like you more than my actual boxing coach. Don't tell him though. I appreciate
Don't say that.
Don't appreciate it, man. Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate the love.
Yo, who's it? Jesus.
Coach got one of the sharpest left hooks sitting down that you ever seen. Real talk. I remember last year.
Yo, that's a hell of a thing to have there, young man.
Yeah, we here, man. Guys, also, man, don't forget, coming out this month, $1 Million Mitts, y'all. If you have not joined the waiting list, I'm gonna go ahead and put this right here. You guys definitely need to go ahead and join the waiting list for $1 Million Mitts. I'm giving out specials to anybody who's on that list. You want to go ahead and learn mitt work the right way, the best way. I got you. How does it feel to be spot on with the Crawford Canelo prediction, man? Well, I mean, I know how that feels. Eddie don't know how that feels. I mean, listen, it wasn't hard for me to see, only because, I don't know, man. It just wasn't hard for me to see. Like I said the same thing with Errol Spence. I just seen it. Like I just feel like when you have a generational fighter, guys like Terrence Crawford, they rise to the top. Guys like him, Andre Ward, Floyd Mayweather. Who else would be in that list of fighters that just have like an undeniable, like they're undefeated fighters? I guess those are the guys right there. Those are the guys. I feel like Shakur Stevenson has those traits. There's just certain guys that they just really want to freaking win, man. Like some guys are really talented, but they're okay if they lose. They'll take a loss. Then you got guys who are like, I will die before I lose. And I just feel like Crawford's one of those type of guys. And I just felt that Canelo was going to cooperate when that was presented in front of him because we have data. He's lost already. So, and I also didn't think he was that much bigger. I felt like he was at a higher weight class longer, but I don't feel like he was that much of a bigger fighter. So I think that's why I was able to see it. Eddie didn't see that, but again, understandable. I mean, I don't know actually why you didn't see it, Eddie, because you've been beating up guys that weigh 50 pounds more than you for like 20 years. So I don't understand how you didn't see that. Well, and I heard you say, like, I think the size. And I'm like, Eddie, you beat niggas up big and Paul. I mean, no disrespect. But yeah, I mean, I got to watch when I say the N-word. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but you know what I mean? My whole thing is, I've seen you beat fighters up. Yeah. I see. I'm trying to clean up my act. Man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to clean up my act. But I seen you beat up fighters much bigger for many years, and you were still giving like Canelo this like if he had this crazy size advantage.
Well, it was the day that I got, and maybe I shouldn't have been looking at it like that. You know, I've seen Crawford get hurt at lower weight classes. Could have been weight issues. Could have been a lot of different things. And then I'm seeing Canelo when he fought one of the Charlo brothers. And they said the same thing. He's not really that big and blah, blah, blah. He gets in there and basically doesn't want to get hit the whole time because of how he felt those first few punches.
Do you think it was the punches or you think it was his personality trait that he folded in the moment?
He folded because of the punches.
I think he folded before the punches even came.
He folded when he got hit. He was confident going in, thinking, like, yeah, look at this little dude. About the punch landed on his arms, didn't even land on his head. He was like, nah, this ain't for me. You could tell, but Crawford has a different hit. See, Crawford it's a thing about Crawford more than it's a thing about the style necessarily. I think Crawford's skill level and his understanding of things in the ring are just next level. His belief in himself going in the fight is also next level. I think when he went in the ring with Spence, he knew he was like, man, I could beat this dude. I ain't worried. He ain't nothing special. You know what I mean? He saw what a lot of people didn't see, including myself. Same thing with Canelo. Now, it's not to say that Canelo wasn't special, but he didn't see anything in there that he couldn't handle. He wasn't like, if I get hit with some hard shots, cool. I'm going to throw some hard shots back. That's his mentality. He's like, you're going to have to figure out how to beat me over 12 rounds because it ain't going to happen in no 5-round situation. You ain't catching me like that. And he proved that, you know, you have to have more than, you got to bring a lunch to deal with him. And I guess Canelo didn't have it on him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So.
Guys, pick up the courses. Took my coaching to the next level. Shout out to Coach Ant and Eddie from Church Street. Oh, shoot. Shout out to Church Street Boxing, man. Picking up the courses, man. I'm glad that they helped you. $1 Million Mitts is really going to help. It's going to take your whole coaching to a whole nother level because it's really going to showcase how you can add more to your game. I don't know what you already know, but you know what I mean? It'll add more to you. If you appreciate the master bundle, I think you'll really like $1 Million Mitts. That's coming out. Make sure you guys join the waiting list, man. We got about 5 more minutes, guys. We're going to end this on a smooth hour live stream, guys. We got about, 6 more minutes. All right, so go ahead, man. Let's chop it up a little bit more. And then we rolling, man. I hope this was very helpful for you guys.
Yo, that G.
I don't know, of course. And you got like 8 names in here right now.
G is fucking. All right, well, we're going to see. Put this shit up there.
I said, why can't we go till midnight?
How you say that? Rainbow shit pop up, bro.
When I spar, it seems impossible to land a good job. Like I can't get the distance without leaning in. Well, step with it. All right. I mean, I don't know, man. That's another thing where I feel like I would have to see it, but
you have to watch you spar. Yeah.
But I mean, if you're not reaching him with the jab, then you got to take a step.
Could be similar to what we were talking about with Vaughn. The way you may be a little bit too square, your shoulders straight across. You know what I mean? Even if your body's positioned properly, I mean your legs are positioned properly, maybe your shoulders aren't. You know what I mean? There's a bunch of different reasons that this could be. If you're a shorter fighter, it's going to be harder to land a jab if you're in there with a taller guy. That's simple, but you still can. You just got to angle your body the proper way. Push off that back foot, snap the jab. You know what I mean? Work on it. It's something. It would be nice if we could see it. Let me see what that should be said.
I don't know. Coach, is boxing swinging mechanics the same as baseball or other swing sports?
I feel like with the right hand, possibly, or the right uppercut.
Yeah, maybe. I never played baseball. I mean, I'm guessing like you swing like this, you throw a right hand. I bet similarities.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say the same, but I'm gonna say there are similarities because I've heard somebody say when you're throwing it over right, treat it like you're throwing a baseball.
Yeah.
And and I kind of like those guys who throw the baseball like that. That is kind of how overhand right comes in. So there's definitely similarities. You know what I mean?
It's all rotation.
Yeah, a lot of rotations and pivoting and stuff. So yeah, for sure, man.
Somebody that's like a wow out there.
Yeah.
Is that him again?
Of course.
Yeah, he's bugging.
Why do you feel? What do you feel about a square stance style for beginners? Better to find the center of balance. I mean, I think fighters naturally do that in the beginning. Like you're constantly fighting them to get that angle with their upper body. You're constantly blading them. So I mean, I think that's just a natural progression. I think the squared stance. If you're not too square, it's not really a problem. I mean, some guys can square up a little bit. I think that you have different body types, mechanics, and stuff like that on certain people, where you could be a little bit more square and still be very effective. You know what I mean? Not everybody has to be completely bladed like this. Like you can stand like this. I'm a little bit square right now, right? I'm not, but standing here is the problem.
Yeah.
Standing like this is the problem because if you're square completely, right? Like I'll show you. Actually, tell me if you can see my feet, Eddie. Like I'm gonna. Can you see my feet?
Barely.
Nah.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to do this live stream. This will be good for the next one. But still nothing.
Yeah. Move down the hall. If you move the hall a little bit, I still not gonna do it. It's basically at your knees.
All right,
anyway,
my knees are still good.
Yeah.
Forget the feet. You get the point. If I'm standing square like this, then where am I gonna get the pivot for my punches? Right? So I need this so I can turn, right? So if I'm just a little square, that's not a big problem. The only difference is there's going to be different things that I'm going to be able to do better, right? Like if I'm more bladed, I'm going to have more reach on my left hand. If I'm a little bit more square, I might be able to throw that hook a little bit better. So it just depends, you know what I mean? Now, if I'm standing like this and I check hook you, right, then that's a hook from this stance, right? But if I want to get more leverage on my right hand, you know what I mean? I want to go ahead and turn it. But if I want to be able to drop a sneaky right hand, then I might square up. So it's just different. You're going to change your body position, boys, when you're boxing. You feel me?
You have to say
I had to, man.
I guess he did. Have to say
Yeah. Anyway, whatever. Y'all get it, right? Oh my God! All right, y'all. So listen.
What he say this time, bro?
Oh my God, bro.
Wait, hold on. I can't even see it.
Yeah, you don't want to see it, man.
Yeah, what did he say? Come on, bro. Yeah, what is this one? I still don't see it. Hold on.
My man said extra nutrition advice the other day too. Salute, man. I'm glad it helps, man. I think people going to sleep. Listen, for those of you guys out there watching this No Days Off November, I think a lot of people sleep on No Days Off November. Some people can't make it live, but if you guys are catching these, you're going to get a lot of game, especially for my boxing people. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, stay tuned. Rock out with us. Make sure that you guys go ahead. Get the tracker, man. Stop being undisciplined, man. Go get the tracker. Download the $1 Million Mitt. Get on the waiting list for the $1 Million Mitts. It will be out in the next week or so. Super excited to drop that for you guys, man. And we're going to end it right now. Eddie, we're going to stop at an hour. We could keep going, you know what I'm saying? But We got a lot of days left, man. I want to save some energy for you guys, man. So anyway, man, I appreciate everybody who came through tonight. Peace.